to me like he was saying that if people keep their own money and spend it, it's better than if we give it to the government. That's what I got out of it. Our next speaker is another radio talk show host, but he's actually on an AM station every Sunday from 2 to 4. So tomorrow, when you get home from church, put it on 1370 and listen to Mr. Craig Bushon.
Very good. Welcome. Thank you so much. This is my first Tea Party rally. I got to say that. Thank you. I'm overdressed. I think I should run for office. Please vote. You know, the big thing that's going on is so funny. I love that all the talk radio world's here, because we are obviously, many of us are happy to do what we can to help this movement, and that's what it is. It is a fundamental change going on, but more about that later. I remember in the past when Sean Rama and I were on the same station, he had me on his show and I was interviewed, and this is some time back, and he goes, "Craig, so what do you think about the Tea Party?" I said, "Is it BYOB? Because I'll bring the rum." And the fact is, a lot of people were joking about stuff back then. Is it real? Is there really a movement? Well, I think, just like Mr. Isaac said, look at this beautiful Capitol that we have. It is going under a renovation, and you see scaffolding, and you see people up on lifts. And those people we recognize, we charge those people to make sure that they keep the beauty of this building the way it was supposed to be built many, many years ago. And I think that if we walked up to this building and drove up to this building, we saw the scaffolding dismantling this Capitol, we would all be up in arms. And that is metaphorically what's going on in this country right now. It's just not being done so visible. There are highly intelligent people out there who have put a system in place that is very, very hard to understand. I think Nancy Pelosi said it best, that we must pass a bill so we can figure out what's in the bill. I don't know. Does that make any sense to you? No. But the fact of the matter is, there's serious issues. You know, I talked to my father. He's in his 70s, and I thank all the doctors that are in the house, because he, a few years ago, got what was called tonsil cancer. And I'd never heard of tonsil cancer. And neither did he until he found out that he had it. And he was in stage 3. And that's a pretty bad stage to be in. And because of the ability of our doctors in this country, and the technology and the money and the freedom that we have to make sure that we can keep investing in the wonderful people that are there running for office, they saved my father's life. That's 4 years ago. That is something that we have to unfortunately look to the doctors again to save the life of this country in so many ways. Because if I remember correctly, one of the greatest things that doctors say in their oath is that first they do no harm. Yeah. Unfortunately, my father has tears in his eyes sometimes because he's in his 70s, and he goes, "Son, I think it's my fault. I watched and trusted the politicians and the news media for almost my entire life. And those people that we trusted and we voted for, and he was raised as a Democrat, then moved to Republican because he got older and wiser. But it's just like the story we're playing out right now today on these steps of this Capitol. There's problems on both sides. You know, one of the greatest things that's going on right now, and you know, I only made a couple notes because I believe that I didn't think there was going to be any teleprompters here. And I don't think we need teleprompters when we talk about things that we believe in as people, as human beings. See, I don't have a teleprompter when I talk to my wife and we have issues and we have problems. We talk from the heart because we're compassionate about what we need to solve together. I don't have notes for my son when I speak to him about how it is to help raise him. But there's one thing before I go that I think we really should look at, that there's change happening all over the place. Christine O'Donnell, recognize her name? I mean, really, Christine O'Donnell? Come on, if I listen to Karl Rove, and this is what's so poetic. Sean Hannity, one of my brothers on the radio, who's on we share the same station, the same frequency. He had Karl Rove on his show the other day after Miss O'Donnell won the nomination to represent the Republican Party, and he said, "Oh, but what about her past? What about she's got tax problems on her house? It took her 20 years to pay off her education." That's a checkered past. I don't know if we can trust that. Well, I sat back and I said to myself, I think she's probably representing the average American today struggling to get by, to be able to sit there every single day and worry about how am I going to keep my lights on, and the audacity of Karl Rove and Sean Hannity. I'll tell you something, my brother in arms, he stood up to the establishment and he questioned him, didn't he? He questioned him, and he kept questioning him. What we've got to remember is we don't stop asking questions, and for sure don't stop demanding for the answer, because unfortunately it's the answers is where we find the truth. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come out today. It was short notice, and that's the most beautiful thing in the world, because it really makes me have to speak about what I believe in. And if Christine O'Donnell can do it, then I can do it, and you can do it. And it isn't about the money or the establishment, because let me tell you something. You hear about the GOP and all the money, and they're going to back Christine O'Donnell. No, no, no. We don't need them to back if they don't want to. We will back. We have more money. We have more power. We are the ones who stand on these steps because we're the ones who built them. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you. And God bless America and God bless Texas.